Man, look, YouTube, my name is
Yusuf, FOUSEY, FOUSEY Tube, Fakey Tube,
Rose, whatever you want to call me, man. On July 15th, I really thought that I had found a way to help change the world. You know, I wanted to get all YouTubers together in one room, even if we beefed with each other in the past. I wanted to get LeBron James on stage to be able to show the kids that, like, look, I'm here hanging out with these YouTubers, and they didn't even pay me to get me here. I'm here as a human, regardless of if my basketball skills are better than them or if my income is bigger than theirs. We're still humans at the end of the day. I wanted everybody to wear their favorite World Cup jerseys. You know, I've been rocking Brazil and Mexico lately now, and Turkey, and I hope to wear all your guys' jerseys. But basically, I didn't even get a chance to explain what I wanted to do. I wanted to put everybody in one room, enjoy a concert, and at the end of the concert, I was going to walk out on stage and give a speech that I thought that was going to help the world become a better place. I was going to give a speech on why I feel like social media and us being on our telephones is not good for our mental health. I wanted to give a speech on... Man, look, YouTube, my name is Yusuf, FOUSEY Tube, Fakey Tube, Rose, whatever you want to call me, man. On July 15th, I really thought that I had found a way to help change the world. You know, I wanted to get all YouTubers together in one room, even if we beefed with each other in the past. I wanted to get LeBron James on stage to be able to show the kids that, like, look, I'm here hanging out with these YouTubers, and they didn't even pay me to get me here. I'm here as a human, regardless of if my basketball skills are better than them or if my income is bigger than theirs. We're still humans at the end of the day. I wanted everybody to wear their favorite World Cup jerseys. You know, I've been rocking Brazil and Mexico lately now, and Turkey, and I hope to wear all your guys' jerseys. But basically, I didn't even get a chance to explain what I wanted to do. I wanted to put everybody in one room, enjoy a concert, and at the end of the concert, I was going to walk out on stage and give a speech that I thought that was going to help the world become a better place. I was going to give a speech on why I feel like social media and us being on our telephones is not good for our mental health. I wanted to give a speech on how instead of glorifying the killings happening in the world and the gun violence and the wars, maybe we should shift our attention and start posting positive things on the TV and on the radio. And if they're not going to put positive things on the radio and TV, we stop watching it. And I just was going to give a speech on love and happiness and tell everybody that I've wronged in my life that I'm sorry, and tell, you know, everybody who believed in me when I was at my lowest of lows that, look, you didn't give up on me and I made it to the other side. I spent the last year of my life living in my basement with my mom and my dad. I did nothing but play Fortnite and smoke, and I felt like a failure every single day of the year. All of a sudden, I decided to get off my medications. I turned to God. And now if you were to ask me, Yusuf, what does it feel like to be depressed or bipolar? I would look you in the eye and say, I don't know, because I'm neither. Because I believe in God, and I feel like God helped me get rid of those illnesses that I so heavily relied on medications because the doctor told me to take it when I was 18, and I was just taking it for the next 10 years of my life, not realizing that I had become a zombie, not realizing that I wasn't conscious, that I wasn't aware of what I was doing in my life, that I was just lost. I was a lost soul thinking I was doing everything right, but I was just doing things that I thought I was supposed to do to make others love me. I was trying to make the whole world love me while I hated myself. What kind of life is that? I was posting daily vlogs because I thought in order to feel good about myself, I had to get a certain number of views and get a certain number of subscribers so I can feel relevant, because that would mean I'm a good person at the end of the day. I'm just growing at a pace now where I understand that none of that stuff matters. My happiness, my sanity, my purpose in life is not reliant on views, subscribers, AdSense dollars, popularity, fame, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Rolex, this, that, or the other. I sold my Ferrari, I sold my Rolex just as a start. I now found my dream home. I'm doing my best to be able to, get my funds back up to be able to get it. I'm writing my first book so I can help the youth understand that there are ways to manifest your life into reality, and I feel like we should teach them at a young age, because they're only being taught so much at a young age, and they're also being taught so much corruption through the TV, through the radio, through music, through, subliminal ad messages that they see when they're on the internet. I truly and genuinely believe that my purpose is found in helping others. I want to help children who are just like me growing up, who maybe because of their religion or because of their cultural backgrounds, they weren't able to go to their parents and say, hey, I'm having scary thoughts in my head. What do I do about this? You know, the kid who has an eating disorder, who has, OCD, who has, bipolar, depression, but they're scared to go talk to their loved ones about it because they're scared of being judged. So instead they hold it all in. They get bullied at school. They come home. They have nobody to talk to. It's an ongoing cycle. And next thing you know, the only thing that they can do is to decide to take their own life. I've been there. I've been there. I was there for the last 10 years of my life. I've been there. I had millions of dollars. I was in 2 of the biggest Hollywood movies. I was in a Netflix movie. I was in a YouTube Red movie. I was in a YouTube Red show. I damn near, literally, I bought myself a Ferrari. I bought myself a Rolex. I bought my mom and dad a house. I bought myself a house. I had any woman in the world that, if I wanted to choose from, it was my playground, and I was still alone by myself in my apartment, suicidal. So I finally wanted to teach the kids, Stop chasing what you think is going to make you happy, because it's not, because I've been there. I know it sounds easier said than done because I'm a person who has it all, but I'm telling you, look at me as an example. I had it all, yet I was still suicidal. Doesn't that mean something? I reached 10 million subscribers easily. I still wasn't happy. Doesn't that mean something? I used to make $250,000 alone just off of my views, and I was still suicidal. Doesn't that mean something? You can have it all in life, but if you don't love yourself and if you don't love what you have around you, it won't mean anything. It will not mean anything. All those things that we use to supplement our unhappiness will not make us happy at the end of the day, and I'm telling you from experience. Having a cell phone ruined my damn life, because I would post a YouTube video of a personality who wasn't me, somebody who I thought that people wanted me to be. I would spend the rest of my day reading comments of people telling me how much they hated that personality, and me convincing myself that they hated me. I would read all the tweets of people telling me to kill myself, and I would obsess over it every single day. I lived my life staring at a screen. If I went through a breakup, I went straight to the screen. If I went through a bad thing at my job, I looked at the phone to the screen. If I got into a fight with somebody, I was on the phone with my screen. If I was stuck in traffic, phone on my screen. All of a sudden, I wasn't handling real life problems anymore. I was running to a screen. Because my values were wrong. What I wanted in life was wrong. What was I chasing? Money, got it, not happy. Fame, got it, not happy. Girls, got it, not happy. All that was doing was making my depression worse, my bipolar worse. I even got myself in 90 days to have the sexiest body that I could ever have wanted or imagined. And guess what? I still hated myself on the inside. Because my exterior never matched my interior. My interior never matched my exterior. Now, I barely even go to the gym and I feel better than ever. And now, finally, my exterior doesn't look as good as my interior does, because I love myself now. I love everybody around me now. I don't wear a watch because I believe in now, in the moment we have now. And when I meet somebody in the streets, I stop to just talk to them. Somebody calls me for advice, I talk to them. I saw a woman sitting in her car today obsessing over this parking ticket she got. I asked her to roll down the window and I said, ma'am, I don't know you and you don't know me, but if you trust me and hand me that ticket, I'll take care of it for you because God told me to do so. I have dreams and aspirations that are so much larger than life, that aren't for my ego or my own well-being, but because I believe that I've been given these dreams and these visions to be able to help the world. I do want to make $100 million, and I want to spend every single dollar of that giving back to the world. I do want to build mental health facilities in Los Angeles and Bay Area and New York and Houston and Cincinnati and everywhere else around the world. I do want my tour, Hate Dies, Love Arrives, to travel the whole world so people can enjoy listening to music, and at the end of it, take 15 seconds after my motivational speech to just sit in silence so we can pray for every single soul lost from hatred, from racism, from evil, from the devil's doing, and we could just focus on shifting our frequency to love, to happiness, to looking around at one another of people with different skin colors than us, people with different religions than us, people with different beliefs than us, and still being able to hug them and saying, I love you. July 15th was the day I was reborn, because I showed the world, no, I am not going to stay down just because you put me down. No, my depression and my bipolar is not strong enough to make me quit on my dreams and my life. No, I refuse to sit in this basement another freaking day and say no to life. I say yes to life now. I wake up at 7 a.m. every single morning. By 9 a.m., I have already meditated, prayed, and I'm in the gym. I do all my calls now in an orderly fashion. I haven't been late to a single meeting, and I don't even have a watch now because I just believe that if I don't rush and chase time, time will stand still for me. We spend so much time speeding in traffic, swerving while we're on our phone, thinking we have to get somewhere to be, not understanding the only place we have to be is where we are at this given moment in time. No matter how bad life kicks you down, no matter how bad life keeps you down, you gotta sit there, stand up and be like, you know what, that's fine. I'm meant to be right here, right now, but I will not be here for another day because tomorrow I will make even just one step into the right direction so I can beat these problems that life is trying to keep me down with. God isn't trying to belittle me. God isn't trying to hold me down. God isn't trying to show me that I'm not good enough. God is strengthening me for the next chapter of my life. And if only I recognize that everything happens for a reason, I have the foresight to see that tomorrow's going to be a better day. Yesterday doesn't matter. Last year doesn't matter. The fight you had with your friend in that argument and the reason you got fired and the fight you had with your coworker that you're thinking about nonstop doesn't matter. It's all gone the second it happens. The only thing that happens is the moment you're sitting in right now where you look around and say, you know what? Everything's okay. Everything's okay. I need to stop stressing about what hasn't happened yet because everything is okay. Anything that I imagine that's going to happen is just my fear trying to convince me that I should be scared of my reality. But my fear isn't real. My insecurities aren't real. The hatred that I have for myself isn't real. I'm human. I'm human. I breathe just like everyone else. I sleep just like everyone else. I go to the bathroom just like everyone else. I'm not different just because my job might not be where somebody else's job is. I'm not different just because I got treated differently growing up because of my skin color while everybody else grew up with a different skin color. I truly, truly, truly see a life without racism. When I told people that July 15th was going to help end racism, people laughed at me. The reason they laughed is because their consciousness can't see a life where racism doesn't exist. Mine can. People say I regurgitate and repeat the same stuff over and over and not understand. People always say that I regurgitate and say the same things over and over, not realizing that Martin Luther King said the same thing years ago, and yet here we are living in the same world that he saw himself out of. I'm not saying I'm Martin Luther King. I'm not saying I'm Tupac Amaru Shakur. I'm not saying I'm Malcolm X. I'm not saying I'm Gandhi. I'm not saying I'm anybody. I am saying my name is Yusuf Salah Harakat, and I want to live in a world where I can have a baby and believe that he's going to see a better future than I did. That he's not going to have to turn on the news and see another senseless killing that happened in an elementary school. That he's not going to hear about a terror attack. That his worth is not going to be defined by how many likes his Instagram picture got. That he's not going to fall in love with a different girl every time he goes on his Explore page because he's being sold a false reality towards life. I want to teach the kids that Instagram at the end of the day is nothing but an app. YouTube is nothing but an app. Twitter is nothing but an app. We've created a multi-universe within our universe and we've started to believe it as true. We used to use social media as a way to escape reality. Now we use reality as an escape to escape social media. What's real? What's not? The last 3 days, I haven't been on my Twitter. I haven't been on my Instagram. I haven't been on YouTube. And I found myself happier. I found myself talking to people more in the streets. I found myself dancing to elevator music that I never used to hear before because all I used to hear was my negative thoughts. I thought about my future. On July 15th, I had a dream. And I don't intend to give it up. My name is Yusuf Salah Harakat. My stage name is FOUSEY, but as of July 15th, my name is now Rose, inspired by the rose that rose from the concrete. And despite all odds, despite all the footsteps that have stomped on it every single day to tell it it is no good, it still blossomed. It still showed its true heart, and it still showed its true beauty. I don't ever intend to give up. Thank y'all for listening, and thank you for letting me share.